full-time then, it wasn't the greatest. Palace 0, Bournemouth 0. I mean, Palace will probably take that after their last couple of games where they shipped 10 goals, but for Bournemouth, we huffed and puffed, but we just couldn't break them down. Obviously, they had a man sent off just before half-time, but in the second half, we played it side to side, we tried to get in around the back, we couldn't. They had a back wall of 5, sometimes 6. They were well disciplined, and we did find it hard. That was the second time we played them at their place in recent years where they've had 10 men and haven't come away with a win. Last time they did, this time sharing the points, Matt's with me. I just feel deflated after that, and it's just a bit numb. It's not one that there's many talking points about, is there?
Completely, Sam, yeah. Just completely flat, really. I thought the whole game was the atmosphere, both sets of fans, the game itself. But even when Palace went down to 10 men, I never thought it was going to be straightforward because we just didn't have that zip in our play, didn't we? No impetus. The cohesion was sadly lacking today, I thought. For me, it's Ryan Christie's such a huge miss.
I was about to say that. We missed his zip and his bite in midfield, didn't we? Massively.
Massively. He makes us tick and he gives us the impetus. He gets the tempo going. And there was none of that in the midfield today, and there's no creativity. So I think that was down to Christie being missing. We rely on him hugely and have done for a good period of time now. And at 70 minutes, I was taking a draw. That's how bad it was. 11 v 10, and you're thinking, I'll take a 0-0 now and get out of here, because I was thinking they're just as likely to score on the break as we were. They looked just as likely, if not more likely, to score than we did with 10 men. Yeah. So that just about summed up the game, really. So, yeah, really disappointing, really flat, and it has been so, and it for some time now. There's all sorts of reasons for that people are talking about. The fact that we play at such a high tempo and have done all season, that we've just run out of steam a little bit. Injuries have affected us. We've got players coming back in that are not quite at it 100%. I thought Kluivert coming back today was a big plus, but he couldn't get himself in the game. But credit to Palace as well, because they were very, very well organised with 10 men, and they handled us really well and comfortably, really. So, yeah, disappointing, but we take the point. We've broken our points record.
Yeah, true. You know what? I forgot about that in the whole midst of the situation. Yeah, we're on 49.
We're on 49, so that's the positive to take from today. We've broken our all-time points record in the Premier League, which is a massive thing, isn't it, really, Sam?
And also, you think about it, Brentford beat Brighton for us, so we gained a point on Brighton. Maybe Fulham will drop points tomorrow against Chelsea, you never know. So all is not lost. We're still in 8th position. But you know what, mate? Out of anything, I'd probably take heart more from when it was 11 v 11 in the first half performance against them, because I thought we looked quite threatening. And, you know, they had few and far between in terms of their kind of attacking breaks or anything like that. I thought we controlled it relatively well.
Yeah, it was a much better game, wasn't it? 11 v 11, to be fair. The sending off ruined the game completely, and it was really evenly matched. I mean, you got two very evenly matched teams there, I would say, overall. Yeah. So 11 v 11, you never know what might have happened. Bizarrely, that might have suited us better, because the onus would have been very much on them to attack, and we could have picked them off maybe as the game went on.
It's one of those things, like when you have got that man advantage, sometimes it's more difficult because you almost put yourself under pressure to score, because you know you should, but also that can galvanise the team that's got 10 men as well.
Yeah, exactly that. They brought Lerma on at half time. We've seen Lerma go into a back three before. Yeah. He's done it with us, and he does it very, very well, to be fair, and he did it very well again today, as the whole team did for Palace. So yeah, the onus then comes onto us. We're the away team, but with 11 against 10, the onus is very much on us to break them down, and that doesn't really suit us. Doesn't suit our style of play, does it? To try and break down a low block, no. Which is exactly what Palace set up as second half, and we just never looked like doing it. I can't think of a single chance within the whole game, to be honest, for either side, really.
Not really. They were trying to switch things around. Kluivert at the 10, Kluivert going out wide, Brooks on one side, Brooks on the other side. It just didn't happen, and again, it's one of those matches where the substitutes didn't really feel very effective. I mean, he had to take Scott off for good reason. He was booked once. He made another challenge midway through the first half that could have been a yellow. And then I think Iraola just knew that, come on, let's just keep this advantage. With them down to 10 men, brought in Lewis Cook, who I thought was good. Yeah. But it's just one of those sort of games we're walking back from, and I'm just thinking about all the money that we spent on petrol and tickets. You think, I could have done without that.
We've had so many days out, Sam, haven't we, where you're delighted to be there on an away day, but this is one of those where you think, if only I'd have made that decision on an Easter Saturday to stay at home and watch it all on Sky. That'd have been much better, wouldn't it? It's just one of those days today, isn't it? But that's why we come every time, Sam, isn't it? Because you never know what's going to happen. But today it was evident from, certainly from when we went down, or when they went down to 10 men, that it just wasn't to be for us today. So sometimes you just got to take the point, take the clean sheet, take the positives, and then move on. Man United home next. We've got some tricky games coming up, but as you say, it looks like a fight for 8th now, doesn't it, between about 4 clubs?
It does, because especially if the results go a certain way tomorrow, it could mean the gap between us and 7th place is 8 points. So it looks, I think anything other than that is going to be, certainly over that, it's going to be unlikely. But yeah, we've got to go for 8th. It's the first 0-0 we've had on the road, by the way, since October 2019. And on a rainy day against Watford, when that was an awful game at Vicarage Road. But at least we're not lost. And look, Man United, they're a team that are maybe gettable, but I feel as though they've galvanised somewhat in recent weeks. I know that their madcap match against Lyon was something special, but like Forest got a result against them. We got chances. Well, we should have beaten the last time they were here.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah, it was a travesty, as that we didn't beat them that day. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get from Man United, do you? As we saw on Thursday night, they're 4-2 down, and you think what a shambles they are as a football club and team, and then they go and turn it around and win 5-4. So very, very unpredictable as to what we're going to get from Man United. But we go again. We're at home. Hopefully, we can get another week's legs into week's work into the likes of Kluivert, Tavernier. Get them, back to match fitness, because they were slightly off today, particularly Kluivert, I thought, coming back in. So hopefully we can get some work into the lads this week. Go for it again next week. Every point we get now really is a bonus. We're ahead of schedule, aren't we? Bill Foley said European football, not this season, certainly, maybe not next season, but the season after. So we're way ahead of schedule. So whatever happens from here, it's been a fantastic season, which we've all enjoyed. We've been entertained, not so of late. But perspective is needed. We were saying this on the way up, Sam, weren't we? You have to put perspective on this. Yeah. We've had a fantastic season. Not great today, but let's see what we can do. 5 games left.
Yeah, absolutely. So who is clamouring for a vlog? I'm guessing not many of you. Look, if there's anything rescuable after today's performance, I will get it out for you. Second look's going to be troublesome, isn't it? How are we going to make anything out of that? There's barely any meat on the bone, but we'll give it a go. How you've lasted until, 7 minutes and 50 seconds, I do not know. Credit to you for still being here. You do us a favour by pressing the like and subscribe. But until then, up the cherries.
Up the cherries.
Back in the day!